What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga. In particular, we are going to be talking about the eventual return of Momoshiki, and I feel like this is a video that I've been wanting to make now for at least the last couple of months, but I kind of wanted there to be something in the story that, showed more of a sign of Momoshiki actually coming back before I made one of these. And I feel like with how chapter 23 just ended this month, I feel like we have a very strong possibility now of seeing Momoshiki return to the story very, very soon. So I say this because first off, we had in chapter 22 of 2 Blue Vortex, Boruto was struggling against Jura, and it already seemed like the situation was slowly getting more dire because Jura was able to repel pretty much the best of what Boruto had to throw at him. And then chapter 23 came around, and Boruto put up a good fight still, of course, and he was even able to take off part of Jura's leg. But ultimately then towards like those middle chapter pages, for I want to say for a stretch of like 5 pages, Boruto was practically just getting stomped around by Jura a little bit, and at that point that it was just looking bad for Boruto. We even had a point where Boruto was unconscious until Kawaki came to the rescue of Boruto. So he got put in a really bad spot, and if Kawaki hadn't shown up there, maybe they could have wrote it in some sort of way where Momoshiki did pop up, but maybe that wouldn't have made complete sense just because of the visions that Koji had been seeing of Boruto just dying to Jura. And if Momoshiki appears, at that moment in Boruto's body and takes it over, maybe, he would have fought Jura to more so of a stalemate, or maybe even, who knows, maybe Momoshiki's power ultimately helps Boruto even survive if Kawaki doesn't show up. But it seems like Koji didn't even see that as a possibility, and we can assume that partly also off the fact that Koji didn't even see Kawaki getting involved in this fight either. Yet Kawaki did, had his limiters removed, and that's all thanks to the conversation Boruto had with him back, I want to say, around like that chapter 15, 16 range. So everything worked out there and panned out pretty nice. Kawaki, as we know, did come to Boruto's rescue, and he is going to be fighting against Jura in next month's chapter 24. So the big reason why Momoshiki's return is looking even more inevitable right now is the fact that Kawaki has activated his karma, and that's pretty much where that chapter ended off. And simply because he activated that karma, you could tell that Boruto right there also started holding his hand, more so as if he's trying to control his karma and not let Momoshiki take over. Because we know right now in the story that Boruto hasn't used karma in technically, I think, years. I feel like it's been 2 years, because he did talk about there was like a bad incident he had of how he felt like it was going to go. Like he felt like he almost died and got taken over by Momoshiki. So he's been, relying on his own power rather than relying on karma ever since. So I feel like with the karma resonating with Kawaki's karma, Boruto will likely lose control, and that might be pretty much the basis of what we get for Momoshiki actually making a return, perhaps as the cliffhanger of chapter 24 leading into chapter 25. And another reason why I can see that happening, where we get a cliffhanger, let's say next month, of Momoshiki taking over, is because the volume number 6 should be ending off that month as well, because we're gonna have chapter 24, which should be the end of that volume. So usually they like to end off volumes on a big note or on a cliffhanger or something exciting to get the readers checked in for the next volume. And I feel like if there's one way they're going to do that, it could be with the big cliffhanger here with Momoshiki actually making his return. So let's also talk about what's going to happen if Momoshiki makes this return, which is looking possible. We all know deep down that it's going to happen at some point in the story. It's just a matter of when. And I feel like among two Blue Vortex, this is the most likely chance we have right now of Momoshiki coming back. Probably since that chapter where Boruto and Kawaki ran into each other into the village and Boruto kind of punked him. And, there was that little talk about why Boruto doesn't really use that karma anymore, which came like a little bit later following around the chapter 15-16 range. But, Boruto's in bad shape. Momoshiki's going to take over. I feel like Momoshiki's going to put up a pretty damn good fight against Jura if it just comes down to a one-on-one. And who knows? I don't know if he's going to necessarily overwhelm him or win or anything like that, but I do feel like he might even give a better fight than Boruto, only because, he's using Boruto's body, and then we got to think that with the power of the karma, everything is only going to be enhanced. So Boruto's already OP enough as it is, and you're going to have this enhancement with the karma, so Momoshiki will be able to probably use that body at its fullest, and Jura's going to probably have a real fight on his hands, some real trouble, especially because Jura's already partly missing a leg, and Jura's missing his right eye. So as of this moment, if that happens, that could be the very well reason that Jura retreats from this fight. So that's kind of what I'm going with right now. I feel like Momoshiki is going to make this return and make him retreat. The other way that it could go down is maybe those two do team up. Boruto somehow able to keep the karma at bay for a little bit, and we get Boruto and Kawaki teaming up to the point where Jura's just repelled back, and he's like, oh man, maybe I can beat them, maybe I can't. But in the case I can, I'm just going to retreat for now and time my attack better, because I didn't anticipate Kawaki pulling up like this and pulling up this strong. That's where I see things going right now. I'm probably going to make a actual predictions video for next chapter as well if I have, a couple ideas circulating around, which I do. So I'll probably make a full predictions video at some point. So look forward to that. Another possibility I do want to talk about real quick is with Momoshiki returning, is the possibility that if that happens and he goes berserk, Kawaki pretty much changes his attention and we get a Kawaki versus like a Borushiki fight. And that would be pretty awesome and hyped to see, I feel. And I feel like that is genuinely a likely thing too if Jura, retreats or anything like that. Just because we know that Kawaki regards Momoshiki as, scum, because he does not mess with the Otsutsuki at all. And for now, this is just this temporary alliance he has with Boruto in order to take out these other threats. So overall, very exciting stuff I feel like to come in this next upcoming chapter. And I know I've been just rambling on a bit in this video, but I did want to touch on a couple different possibilities. And ultimately, I'm just really excited to see Momoshiki make some sort of appearance again in the story, because they've kind of surrounded Momoshiki with like more of this ominous vibe right now, even more than before, just because of the fact that he's been radio silent for so long too. And that just makes it really, really interesting to see when he's going to come back in the story, what circumstance it's going to be, and what exactly Momoshiki is going to do. Whether he's going to do something unpredictable, like maybe he sides with Jura in the moment or something like that, and he goes after Kawaki. I don't know how that would pan out for Kawaki, but probably not good. Or, maybe he decides too that Jura's the greater threat, so they team up still, even though Momoshiki's taken over. You never know. There's a lot of different ways it can be written, but nonetheless, I expect his return to be pretty exciting, so I'm looking forward to that. But that's pretty much going to be it for this one. That's kind of my overall thoughts. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Momoshiki's return. Do you guys believe Momoshiki is going to make a return in chapter 24? Do you guys feel like it's not going to be this arc and they're kind of just like teasing us at it? Or are you expecting him to come back this arc? And if you are you expecting him to fight Jura? Are you expecting him to fight Kawaki? Or maybe he just goes kind of crazy and goes after both? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this one. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.